Are you there at all? Oh, you are there. Speak. Yes. Sorry, we are now live. We have been talking off air for about 15 minutes. The two of us are completely useless at IT, but I think we're up and running. I'm joined by my brother, John, on the channel. Say hello. We can't hear you. Hang on a sec. We're having trouble hearing you. Is this speak up? Go again. Just bear with us for 1 second here. I'm just trying to sort out this so we can hear him. Try again. No, still can't hear him. Hold on a second. I think I've worked this out. Speak. No, still not there. Speak. No, still not there. Jesus, this is good viewing for the people. Could it be your microphone, John? Nod or shake head. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the chat up. I'm going to throw this out to the chat. If anyone is watching, can you... Oh, you're in. Speak.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, yes. He's in. He's in. Say hello again. Oh my God, he's gone again. He's gone again. What's going on? Oh, you're back. You're back.
I shall talk slowly and loudly.
Okay, you're in.
Is it just laggy as shit?
No, it's perfect timing. It's just for some reason it wasn't working, but it seems to be now. Say hello.
Hello, good to be back on the channel. Bit of an effort to get back on this time round.
Yeah. So, if there's anyone watching the channel, could you please comment in the chat? Hello, I've got Ruffmus and Ruben in the chat. Can one of you guys just comment if you can hear something? Can you hear both me and John? John, say something again.
There is no blueprint to beat.
Are you still there? Are you there? I'm going to give him a call.
Out.
Oh, you've just come back.
Yeah, I think my internet crapped out.
Okay, it's working now. Is there any way you can get your signal better?
Not really. I suspect all my housemates are in on their laptops and phones and stuff.
Right, okay, let's have one more go, and if it's crap, then we'll just carry on without you.
Fair enough.
Apologies to the 10 people watching live.
We have brought shame upon our family, for which we apologise.
I appreciate it's particularly poor viewing. but we will get there. And at least this time the IT problem is not on my end. It's on my brother's end. Let's start. Rocky Fielding versus Callum Smith tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts.
Well, it's another one of Eddie Hearn sort of building up jobs, local talent, although obviously the Smith name has been enhanced in recent months and fights. No, it's not something to set the world alight. I really can't say I'm particularly enthused for it. I reckon it could be a half-decent fight. But I think it's another case of a halfway decent free card just purely to act as a advertisement for a pay-per-view in the near future.
How do you see the fight going?
I think Smith will win. It's not that I have anything against Rocky Fielding. I know the odds on him have been, sometimes a bit stupid. But I just think Smith will win it. Yeah.
How do you see him winning it?
I think by points. Fielding's been in there with decent opposition, so is Smith. I know there's the Brian Vera knockouts and stuff like that, the big body punches. But, more often than not, I reckon it could be quite a drab, dull affair, British title, regional WBC,
Oh yeah, I'm more excited about it than you are. Look, if there's anyone watching, can you just give us an update in the chat? Thanks, Rumours. Could you let us know? Is it now coming through loud and clear? Because it looks like it's working better at my end.
You're a lot clearer on my screen as well.
What?
You're a lot clearer on my screen. I can see you.
Excellent. Okay, well, it looks like we're rocking and rolling. So we'll, if somebody in the chat could let us know if this is coming through loud and clear, I'd be grateful. Let's talk Rocky Fielding then. I personally think Rocky Fielding is probably going to win the fight. How do you rate the power dynamic between the two guys?
Well, I don't know. I suppose the marquee thing is sparking Brian Vera in 2 rounds. Was it, or 1 round?
It was something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously he's someone who's been in with Andy Lee and Cesar Chavez Jr. twice and things like that. So, that's the sort of marquee name, I would say. But, some of those knockdowns were slightly questionable, like jumping in, hitting on the break and stuff like that. But, it's not exactly Golovkin Lemieux sort of vaunted power levels here.
First and foremost, we're coming through loud and clear. Thanks to Ruben, thanks to Rumours. They're both saying we're good. Let's talk. Let me give you my impressions here. Boxing's all about levels, right? Mm-hmm. It's very easy to fight at the bottom end of the spectrum and look good. And let's be honest, both of these guys have done that. Now they've stood up to contender level. Fielding's fought like the likes of Noe Gonzalez, Brian Vera, and I think he's looked devastating. I've seen huge improvement in his game. Callum Smith, he stepped up for Rabrasse, Nikolai says Locker, and the knockouts have stopped. Suddenly Callum Smith's performances seem to be going from devastating knockout to points wins, whereas Rocky Fielding seems to be really finding himself. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. Rabrasse is a notoriously tough chap. I mean, Groves had Froch all over the floor 2 times in their fight, but then he couldn't stop Rabrasse. He's a tough customer. He's a good fighter. Strong European opposition,
Rabrasse is a good he's got a good chin. He's a strong guy. What I would say is, surely you'd agree that Rocky Fielding has different levels offensively to what Rabrasse brings.
Yes, he does. But, he seems to, Rocky Fielding. I mean, if you compare their records, I was looking at it this morning on Sky Sports, there's not much in them. They've had similar levels of fights, I think, a sort of similar KO level, if memory serves me correct.
Rocky's 21-0, Callum's 17-0. They've both got 12 knockouts.
Mm. Read into that what you will. Obviously, Smith was known for his body punching for a little bit, not almost as much as his head. I will say, I'd love to be proved wrong. Sorry?
Did you weigh-in today?
No, I missed it. Although they were both on point, weren't they?
Oh, I'll be honest. The shape these two guys are in. Rocky Fielding got on the scales first. I have never seen Rocky Fielding look so good before. He looked brilliant at the weight, I must say. He's in great nick. very fit for this fight. And then Callum Smith got on the scales, and I must say, Callum Smith looks even better. You know, these guys are in top notch. Now, in the face-off, what was interesting is Rocky Fielding is a genuine, massive super middle. You know, he's a real big guy at super middle. But Callum Smith was absolutely dwarfing him. You know, Callum Smith is huge. I would say Callum Smith is a big light heavyweight. A big light heavyweight. You know, you stood Callum Smith next to Adonis Stevenson, or maybe even Bernard Hopkins. In my opinion, I'd say Callum Smith was the bigger man. He's a big, big chap. Yeah. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Do you see a size dynamic in this fight?
I don't know. Going to your point about the weight, I think people are getting a lot cleverer in weight management. You know, a lot less sitting in the sauna, you know, in a sweatsuit, trying to desperately cut water weight, and a lot more intelligent weights and intelligent dieting. But you see that in boxing, you see that in mixed martial arts these days. But I'm not really sure in truth. I mean, I really appreciate a good body puncher. A good body punch is something I really like, and I know you're not so keen on it. You're not as a bigger believer on it the higher the levels become. But yeah, I'm interested. Excuse me, I'm interested. I'll probably watch it in a pub. You know, if it makes good entertainment for an hour and 2 hours for the whole card, then I'll be happy. You know, I'm not expecting much.
I had a big argument with Mrs. Gossip over this one because Mrs. Gossip's parents are coming down to our flat to go to a firework display at a local primary school. And they were like, oh, it'd be nice if you could attend. And I said, no, I'm really, really sorry. I'm going to watch Rocky Fielding knock out Callum Smith. And it didn't go down too well, I'm afraid.
There are no words.
Anyway, possibly my brother's had the misfortune of meeting Mrs. Gossip on multiple occasions. So that'd be why. Look, the body punching. Let me just clarify my thoughts on this, the body punching. Being a good body puncher is absolutely key at all levels. What I am saying, the way Callum Smith was taking out guys to the body doesn't happen when you fight top 10 opposition. It doesn't happen. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, being a good body puncher is still an amazing, strong attribute to have. But it doesn't happen at, you know, the top level. So, whereas I think the way Rocky Fielding's been icing guys to the head, his power is coming as he moves up in levels, which is something I like to see. Anyway, I'm just going to go and grab another beer from the fridge. So I'm going to hand over for 30 seconds. I want a full prediction from you, please.
Oh my God, this is the most responsibility he's ever given me with the channel. I'm envisaging quite, you know, I'd like, it's difficult between predictions and what you want to see. I would, you know, I don't know if it'll go the distance. I wouldn't mind if it did. You know, generally with a sort of Saturday night local card, if you will, from a matchroom, I just wouldn't mind seeing an entertaining fight. I wouldn't mind being entertained for a bit. You know, I don't expect much.
Have you got any interest in the undercard at all?
If you read off the names, I probably remember them, but I'm struggling to at the moment. I have been on trains all day today, so boxing hasn't been first on the agenda.
I think Dean Byrne beats Peter McDonough. I've recommended a bet on the Rocky Fielding fight. You know, I've been open here. I've put my money down. I bet Rocky Fielding to win. I've got 3.5 to 1 on that, and I've hedged to play with Callum Smith to win on points. Essentially, I think Callum Smith's power has been overrated, and whilst Callum Smith could well win the fight, you know, I think Callum Smith is more likely to win by points, more likely to outbox Rocky Fielding than to knock him out. That's my personal opinion. But I think with Rocky's timing, with his power and with his capabilities, I think he can knock out Callum Smith. I really do. I think Callum Smith is too upright, too one-dimensional, and I think he's got a fundamental lack of head movement, which is something that I often see in Joe Gallagher trained fighters. And I think Rocky Fielding may surprise a few people. So that's my prediction. Anything to say on that?
No, I bow to your superior knowledge, as always.
Let's, one quick thing. We're going to go to the chat in a minute. I can see there's a few people asking things in the chat. Got a comment on Facebook just before we went online. Can we do a little bit on the proposed fight between Manny Pacquiao and Amir Khan. So give me your thoughts on that, assuming that happens.
Well, I think that seems to be a big if, considering you read reports from people like Dan Raphael and Bob Arum shaking with rage, hearing reports from the Daily Mail. I think it was that it's already been signed off.
Yeah, I think he might fight Crawford.
I suspect he'll fight Crawford, but if it were to happen, I think I'd be interested. I'm not entirely convinced it's going to be his send-off fight, even if he does go for Senate, which is the thing. But it's the most relevant fight for Amir Khan, I'd say, outside of Kell Brook, which is why I find it quite interesting.
Yeah.
The Pacquiao knockouts did seem to have dried up a bit. He's put people down before, but not in the same way he put Hatton down.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does have incredibly fast hands, but he does get caught. It's a fight I'd very much be interested in watching, I'll certainly say.
Who would you pick?
Difficult. I thought Pacquiao was really quite poor in the Mayweather fight, which is obviously our last point of reference. And Amir Khan is no Brandon Rios. But then Amir Khan wasn't exactly a superstar in his fight with Chris Algieri, which is a fight you'd have expected him to win convincingly.
Pacquiao certainly did a better job on Algieri. Having said that, Algieri obviously went with David Jackson, improved for that. Who are you picking then?
Don't know. I'd more almost been inclined to lean to Khan towards points, but
Yeah,
Pacquiao's hand and Khan's chin worries in inverted commas.
I'd be inclined to go Khan by points, definitely. I really would. Khan's the bigger man. I think the size difference would be really, really big. I think Khan walks around at middleweight, whereas Pacquiao is more of what I see as a light welterweight. Khan's the younger man. Pacquiao looked terrible last time out. He supposedly had an injury. He's been inactive. Yeah. Interesting fight, though. Would see it as a 50-50.
Very much.
Really struggle. Perfect. Let's go into the chat now. Bruce Wayne, have you seen the IFL TV video about Fielding's tactical workout? It seems they've worked on blocking Smith's body shots and they're looking for counters. I did see that. It was very interesting. And I do think there's an interesting Oliver Harrison versus Joe Gallagher dynamic here. If you watch the weigh-in on IFL TV, you can see those guys having strong words.
Sky Sports have been playing that up quite a lot of reports about who's been saying what.
Perfect. Sam the Warriors fan, the difference between the two is the body punching of Smith. It will wear people down. Rocky has 9 KOs in his last 12. It's not much fun getting hit on the chin by Rocky Fielding. He then goes on to say, personal experience. You get hit on the liver when you're going down, conditioning or no conditioning, believe me. Sam, I do kind of agree with you. And I know there are examples, but what I would say to you is that the majority of knockouts at the elite level don't come to the body. I mean, I don't have any stats to prove it. I don't have any facts. I just watch a lot of boxing. And I perceive it being harder to stop people to the body at the elite level. Just my point of view. And Ruben says, classic boxing gossip, getting the beers in. Well, it's been a hard, long week, Ruben, so here's to you. Right, there's a few fights I want to discuss, but have you got anything to say for yourself first, John?
In relation to?
Any boxing matters that are particularly interesting for you at present?
Well, the thing that sort of ticks over in the back of my mind now is who will be Deontay Wilder's next voluntary, seeing as he's been approved one.
Good point. It's disgusting that he has been approved, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Povetkin got cuts, making a fight for January would be tricky.
He was definitely, I don't care what anyone says, Wilder was definitely going to fight Tony Thompson.
Oh, of course. Well, he was going to fight Chris Arreola, and then that went down the pan.
Yeah, he was going to fight Arreola, then he was going to fight Tony Thompson. But Malik Scott spoiled the dream, and I don't think Wilder will rematch Malik Scott.
Well, there's Vidislav Glazkov, which I probably pronounced horribly wrong.
Glazkov, yeah.
And there's Carl Stakam. There's quite a few decents in the WBC top 10.
It won't be Glazkov. He's mandatory to fight Klitschko. Yeah. Carlos Takam, is coming off. Oh no, he beat Michael Sprott, I think, but he's basically coming off a loss. Carlos Takam is a decent fighter as well.
And not Luis Ortiz or Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz isn't there yet. He isn't there yet.
In the WBC, Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua are both very high as well, and neither of them are ready.
It's not going to be either of those chaps, is it?
No.
I mean, realistically, it's going to be somebody towards the end of their careers. It's going to be a Tony Thompson or Chris Arreola type fighter. I mean, let me speculate. Antonio Tarver, if I had to speculate.
But didn't he got caught for peds, didn't he, on his last fight?
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point, yeah. What I mean is it's going to be someone of that nature. Or he could do something like he did against Johan De Par and pick someone who nobody's heard of and nobody really knows about.
And Eric Molina.
Is someone who won't be a threat. How do you see Wilder Povetkin?
Well, I suppose that's the sort of key question at the moment between that and Tyson Erdemir. I think Povetkin is miles better than anyone Deontay would have fought.
Agreed.
Sorry?
Agreed.
Povetkin wasn't a sort of slaughtering machine against Marius Wack, but he was good. Undeniably good.
I thought he was quite poor, actually.
Sorry?
I thought he was quite poor.
Well, he didn't smash Wack, but then Klitschko turned. I think it was round 8 when they fought, and Klitschko put everything on him and couldn't do it. And you know, can he get inside, and can he start unleashing? Because the man has an unbelievable punch when it lands.
Does he though?
Well, was it Carlos Takam or who was it? He sparked in one, and it was
and Perez he sparked in one. Takam he one punched also. Well, I'd say to you though, okay, you've never trained a fighter in your life, right?
Sorry?
You have never trained a fighter in your life, right?
No.
No. Let's just play a hypothetical here. You are Deontay Wilder's head trainer. How easy is it to come up with a game plan to beat Povetkin? And let me tell you why. Because you know what Povetkin's going to do.
Well, if you can get it, I would sit him down and say do exactly what you did against Bermain Stavern.
Correct. So what you're saying is the game plan's already actually there.
Well, when you're what is Wilder 6'7", 6'8"?
Yeah.
The game plan's always going to be do what you did against Stavern.
Well, not necessarily. Look what he did against De Par. That was a completely different fight.
De Par wasn't. You know, obviously it's very easy for me to sit on my bed and preach, but come on.
Yeah. I just think the blueprint on how to beat Povetkin was set by Vladimir Klitschko, who took every single round of Povetkin. And what
a riveting fight.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant. What the blueprint was is jab from range and holding close. So Deontay Wilder is almost the ideal boxer to try and implement that game plan against Povetkin. I agree, Povetkin could land a punch and knock Wilder out at any moment. But I'm starting to make Wilder a slight favourite in that fight.
Blimey. That is quite a change.
I'm a Deontay Wilder skeptic. I posted a video yesterday. I've changed my mind. I think Povetkin is a very good fighter, but I think he's got one way of fighting. He's too small for the heavyweight division. He tries to dip under your jab, throw a jab to the chest, and then throw a hook. That's all he does. Look against Vladimir Klitschko. He had one plan, and when it didn't work, he had no variance to his game. He had no plan B whatsoever. Yeah. I don't know if you watched the Tyson Fury thing on Ringside. Ruben, I think, sent that over to me, so cheers, Ruben.
A training video with Johnny Nelson.
Yeah, but didn't you hear what Fury was saying? Like, if it doesn't work, I'll switch to southpaw. If it doesn't work, I'll lean back. That's what I've been talking about Fury. Fury has a game plan B, C, D, and E. But Povetkin, this master boxer, this Olympic gold medalist, plan A didn't work, and he had nothing else in his locker.
We'll see.
Let's look into the chat. Tivitap, didn't Frotz take out Mac with a body shot? I don't remember Tivitap. He possibly did. And there are certainly examples of people stopping people to the body. I mean, Triple G took out, I Matthew Macklin to the body. It happens. I'm just saying, for me, it doesn't happen quite as regularly as punches to the head. That's just my opinion. Ruben actually makes an excellent point. Excellent point. I don't know if you heard the news, John, that Frank Warren's let Derek Chisora go.
Yeah.
And he's saying that Wilder could fight Chisora. And actually, that could possibly mean he could have let him go because Chisora's planning on fighting Wilder.
Maybe. Because what Chisora, I mean, obviously there was a loss to Tyson, but his record, like, he's what, 6-1 in his last 7 or something. The one being Tyson.
Yeah. I mean, funnily enough, a peak Derek Chisora, I always forget this guy's name. Oh, God. Who is the heavyweight? Edmund Gerber. The day Derek Chisora beat up Edmund Gerber was the best Derek Chisora I have ever seen. Myself and John have actually seen Derek Chisora fight live twice together. So we know Derek Chisora. That night he fought Edmund Gerber. He was a weapon. He was a sort of tour-like fighter that night.
When we were at Cleverly Krasnicki, I think, and he was the main event, it was awful.
Terrible. You know, I recently won quite a large amount of money on Nascimento to go the distance with Chisora because he looked so fat at the weigh-in. I bet Chisora to win points and got 10 to 1.
Nice.
But yeah, Chisora Wilder, that's a very good point, Ruben. I could actually definitely see that one happily. Chisora's got the name, he's got the profile, and he's also a similar physique and similar build, and he actually hasn't got dissimilar tactics to Povetkin.
Is he even ranked?
Pardon?
Is he ranked?
It doesn't matter. The WBC just let you do whatever you want, probably.
But then the other question is, why would Frank let him go? That's a huge thing for Box Nation.
Well, it might be that the fight is on another broadcaster or something like that.
BBC.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But don't you think that Povetkin and Chisora, I mean, don't get me wrong, Povetkin is leagues above Chisora, but they're actually a similar fighter in one sense.
Similar sort of bulldozer. Yeah, I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, I mean, neither of them are going to box with Wilder from range, are they? So I think that's an excellent point, Ruben. I could see Chisora being just the kind of guy, very beatable towards the end of his career, a few losses on his record, but a good step-up fight. I mean, do you know what? I'll tell you this. The Derek Chisora who beat Edmund Gerber that night, that Derek Chisora, I would give a 30-40% chance of beating Deontay Wilder. Because I think peak Derek Chisora is a horrible person to fight. He's on your chest. He's not giving you a second's room. He's rough. He's tough. He's got a good chin. He's throwing punches from all sorts of angles. And a guy like Wilder, who likes to keep it long, could struggle against that. Having said that, the Derek Chisora, who fought Nascimento last time out, I could see Wilder taking him out in 2 or 3 rounds. How do you see that going?
I think I would obviously make Deontay a favourite. I think that's questionable. Chisora is almost the epitome of who shows up on the night.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. I'd personally be quite interested in seeing Deontay Audley too.
So, let's have a look back into the chat. Ruben says, in his opinion, Tyson Fury, Vladimir Klitschko, Povetkin, Tepper, Anthony Joshua, and Dillian Whyte would all knock out Deontay Wilder right now. I disagree. Let's not forget that Deontay Wilder's got to punch himself, and some of these fighters haven't been hit back yet, but fair points, Ruben. Callum says Wilder should fight someone who isn't a taxi driver or a high school teacher. Well, could be Derek Chisora. Callum says Vladimir Prince Povetkin to death. He should have been disqualified. Callum, at the end of the day, mate, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't sportsmanlike, but this is a fight. And the referee was letting him get away with it. You know, Vladimir was ruthlessly effective and efficient. That's the way I see it. Tivertap says he thinks David Haye and Luis Ortiz would also KO Wilder. Callum says even Wok would probably KO Wilder. I disagree with that. Wok was slower than me on a Saturday morning run after a hangover. Let me tell you, like Wok looked like he had cement in his boots. Bruce says Chisora is not in the WBC top 15. He should just. Callum says he should retire. He makes a lot of money from other projects and his head's not in the game. Gaz says he wants Wilder to fight someone with a pulse. Gaz says, evening lads, what have I missed? We've done Fielding Smith, Gaz. We've also done about 10 minutes of technical problems, so probably not too much of a disaster. You're late. The good news is, Boxing Gossip, myself, have actually gone out and bought a new laptop because I had too many complaints about the sound quality on my previous live shows. So I'm absolutely strapped for cash. So I'm completely broke now, but the new laptop is here. So hopefully it's coming through much louder and clearer for you guys than the previous ones.
We'll set up a Patreon for you.
Callum said, Chisora is a poor man's Joe Fraser, whereas Povetkin is legit. Wilder doesn't deserve to be champion. Fighting cans and getting rocked by them is embarrassing. I agree with Chisora comment. Povetkin is legit, but can Povetkin be outboxed from range by a bigger, taller man? Possibly. Wilder's level of opposition has been embarrassing, but when he fights Povetkin, we will see. Sam says Stavern is better than Povetkin. Povetkin a couple of years ago was nothing more than a lamb to Klitschko snorter. No one cared about Povetkin when he was barely beating Huck and Chargayev, who aren't really elite. Now Povetkin's a killer all of a sudden. What I would say, Sam, if you look at Povetkin's resume, it is leagues above anyone else in the heavyweight division, not named Klitschko. But I agree, yeah, some of his earlier form that people forget is slightly more questionable. Tivertap says he sees Wilder giving up the belt. He doesn't seem to want to step up to the plate, possibly. DLB and Lily says Stavern's better than Povetkin. No chance. Stavern's slow and out of shape. Ruben says Wilder said he'd whoop Povetkin. Yeah, well, he would do, wouldn't he? Gaz says he thought the sound quality was better. Well, good that you noticed. I'm hoping to build a channel, and it probably wasn't the right way to go about it. Something like there's a helicopter going off in the background. Ruben thinks if Chisora was 6'6", he'd be pretty handy. Callum says, yeah, the sound quality is worse. Callum, don't do this to me. Please tell me you're joking. If you're not, go back and listen to one of the previous live shows. That was truly terrible. Anyway, done the live chat. Keep the comments coming. We'll go back to them in 10 minutes. I want to move on. We're actually 3 weekends away from Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko. John, your thoughts?
The hype is incredible. It's building and building. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. Like, quite a lot more than I thought I was going to be. So a couple of years ago, you watched Tyson on Channel 5, and you just think that Vladimir was going to jab, grab his way to a 12-round unanimous. I'm buying into the hype now. It wouldn't surprise me if the upset was on the cards quite a lot.
How do you? What's your prediction?
Oh, it'll either be 12-0 Klitschko or Tyson Fury by close decision.
That's a strange prediction. You don't see a knockout?
No.
What about Tyson Fury's chin? I mean, a lot of people talk about that. It's obviously one of the biggest punches out there.
Well, obviously he has been put down before. But, he's been put down against people that are much more compact and smaller than him now. Vladimir will have to be punching at someone his own size who can lean back quite far away from the right hand. Who knows, perhaps I'm wrong, but I think it'll be a jab, grab performance. And or Tyson Fury will have to get really lucky with the away judges.
I mean, surely if Tyson Fury gets on the inside, the fight is over. Because Vladimir can't fight on the inside, and he won't be able to hold Fury, surely.
I don't know. I think Vladimir's made a career out of holding people as soon as they look like they may hurt him. He probably knows more about wrestling than most.
More than the Undertaker, hey?
Excuse me, 2 minutes. Things are happening in my house. I need to find out what they are.
Oh, okay. Well, this is professionalism at its peak, isn't it? I guess I'm holding the fort here then. Yeah, I mean, people know my thoughts on this fight. I'm with Tyson Fury all the way. I think Tyson Fury has a decent chance to outpoint Vladimir Klitschko. I think Tyson Fury does a lot of things that Vladimir Klitschko won't like. I think the fact that Fury is bigger than Vladimir Klitschko is a big positive. I think the fact that Fury can fight on the inside better than Vladimir Klitschko is a big positive. And I also think that the fact that he can fight southpaw is a big negative, for Vladimir. I think those three things, and the fact that Fury can be bigger, awkward southpaw and on the inside at the same time, could cause Vladimir a real headache. So I think there's a good chance Fury can outpoint Klitschko. It doesn't surprise me if Fury puts on a boxing exhibition. I don't rule out the Tyson Fury knockout. I really don't rule it out. I think if Tyson gets on the inside and starts hitting Klitschko with uppercuts and hooks and throwing combos.
People in my house, I don't know what's happening.
Are you? Where are you at present? In London?
I'm in my bedroom. I think my housemates are being social.
Okay. Well, let's flat them out because we're doing a live show now to 20 people.
Get my door.
What I'm saying is, I don't rule out the Tyson Fury knockout. I think if Tyson Fury starts hitting him with uppercuts and fighting on the inside, I also don't rule out the Vladimir Klitschko knockout. Look, Vladimir Klitschko's got a world-class punch. One thing I am struggling to see at present is the Vladimir Klitschko points win. I know that sounds crazy. I don't see Vlad winning by points.
Really?
Out of your four options, Fury points, Fury knockout, Vlad points, or Vlad knockout, what do you see as the most unlikely?
The most unlikely, Tyson knockout.
What about if Tyson gets on the inside?
Don't think it matter, really. If Tyson gets on the inside, I imagine Vladimir will drop his elbows, put his head as far back as he can, and keep his hands up. It's not going to be like Steve Cunningham, where Tyson's able to put his forearm in his face.
No, it's not. It's not. But, Vladimir Klitschko, he can hurt him. Tyson Fury, whilst he isn't, the biggest puncher in the world, he's still punches pretty hard.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. He's not exactly known for his Deontay-like strikes.
You should come down here for that fight, by the way.
I'm very keen to. I was hoping that was going to happen.
Yeah, Mrs. Gossip is away. So you should come down and we could do some live broadcasts for the town.
I might have to leave you, dear brother. I think I'm being summoned.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Could you not?
I don't know, Tom. We spoke about this before we started.
All right. Okay. Well, could you? Yeah. All right. See you later then.
Yeah. Ta-ra.
Well, sorry about that, everyone. Not too much of a loss. I've always thought that my boxing opinions and discussion is far more superior to anything he's got to offer. But yeah, professionalism is hitting a new low on this broadcast. We had 10 minutes at the start fiddling around with the IT, and now we've had the chief pundit depart because some young lady has turned up at his flat and he obviously wants to have a look at her. So yeah, my apologies for that, everyone. Anyway, I see Tyson Fury as underrated in that fight. I really think Tyson Fury is a master boxer. And one of the things I look for in top class boxers is the variation to their game. The ability to do different things, the ability to mix it up. And I just think he's got that in spades. And that's what I really like to see. So let me know your thoughts on that fight. I'm going to go to the live chat now. Let's have a look. Oh God, there's a lot of live chat here, which is always good to see. Let's have a look. DLB and Uli. Povetkin is on a much better pedge right now. He's KOing everyone. Stavern has fast hands, but slow feet. Neither of them are movers. Ruben says he predicts Fury to win by KO from a brutal uppercut. What do you think of the lean back technique, Gossip? Yeah, Ruben, he's got to lean back. Vladimir Klitschko is so reliant on his jab, so reliant on his jab. If he's able to lean out of the way of Vladimir's jab, that's Vladimir's game plan out the window. And unlike Tyson Fury, Vladimir can't mix it up as well. I mean, if Vladimir's jab isn't working, what's Vlad going to do? Is he going to fight to the body? Is he going to go on the inside? No, he's not going to do that. That's not in his game. You know, I know Vladimir's fought big men before, but he's fought immobile big men, like, you know, an ancient Tony Thompson or a plodding Marius Rock. Tyson Fury, you know, poses a real different threat. Tip-a-tap, has anyone seen Fury tactics on Sky with Johnny Nelson? Fury looking trim and in the right mindset, not scarred with depressor. I did see that tip-a-tap, very interesting. And yeah, you're right, he looked in excellent condition. Gaz says, is T's ready? I assume he's referring to my brother. Yeah, very poor from him. He'll be getting a lot of stick from me offline, I can tell you. DLB and Uli, Fury's operated at a very low level. It's hard to say how good Fury is. I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, he's operated at a much higher level than Anthony Joshua, and everyone's talking about how good Anthony Joshua is. Basil Field, new commenter, hello sir. He says Fury hasn't had the quality opposition and will be shocked come December. Joshua bashed him in sparring. Yeah, but I mean, come on. How many years ago was that? Callum says prediction is double KO, both uppercutting themselves. Just get some odds on that, Callum. Callum says Fury's only chance if Vlad has declined too much. You cannot fight CD level fighters and then fight the champion of 10 years. Too big a step up to make. Possibly, but by that logic, who in the heavyweight division do you actually give a chance against Vladimir Klitschko? Because there isn't anyone out there. You know, there isn't anyone other than maybe Wilder. DLB and Uli, Fury won't be going southpaw on Vlad. He can't be playing around like that. I don't know. I think Fury is equally adept at southpaw, to be honest. And some of the Thompson fights I've seen tell me that Vlad is uncomfortable with that. Ruben agrees with me, actually. He says he isn't playing when he goes southpaw. He's as good as he either starts. Sam says, Klitschko looked finished to me in the Jennings fight. He's lost his explosiveness. The closer the fight gets, the more confident I am that this is easy work for Tyson. As they say, there's one person who always wins in boxing. It's Father Time. You might be right, Sam. Gaz, I think Fury has a better chance of a KO than getting a points decision in Germany. This points decision in Germany thing is something I think that's discussed too much, personally. I mean, people talk about Martin Murray. People talk about Paul Smith. And yeah, both of those were debatable decisions, but they were close fights. You know, what you don't see is someone going to Germany winning 10 rounds to 2 and getting robbed. You know, if Tyson Fury puts on a performance, he'll win. If he wins it 7 rounds to 5, or, you know, if it's really tight like that, then he's in trouble, yeah. Ruben says, so unprofessional. And Obianali says, your mate let you down. Basil Field saying, poor production. Bros before hoes. Yeah. Well, it's my brother. He's very immature with ladies. I don't know if you could make it out. I distinctly heard a female voice coming from his side of the screen. So obviously what's happened is he's at uni. One of his flatmates has some sort of woman around. He's desperate to go down for a perv. Highly unprofessional. Unfortunately, I'm not paying him for his appearances on the channel. Otherwise, I'd be docking his wages. Tivertab says, what are his priorities? Bruce says, Fury has a lot of tools to trouble Klitschko. I'm worried he can't avoid Klitschko's bombs over a long enough period. All the big men Wlad fought in the past got tagged hard and early. Fair point. Fair point. I just view Tyson Fury as a different beast to Marius Rock and Tony Thompson and those kind of characters. I just think he is a whole new level what he brings to the table. Sean, hello Sean. He says, who do you think is a likely fight for Eubank after Spike? Do you think Spike could get as high profile a fight if he wins? I'll tell you something that's interesting about Spike, right? Being from Ireland is a huge. Oh my God! Is it a god?
Do not get me started. Where are we?
What happened?
Oh, I was summoned. They chatted shit. They left.
I've just had a back and forth with about 50 people desperate to know about your whereabouts. So tell us your excuses.
There are no excuses. My housemates had people over. I was sort of summoned. You know,
Were they male or female?
both.
Give us a rating out of 10. Like,
I don't think that would be quite appropriate.
anyway, can you believe it? The prodigal son has returned. Anyway, okay, let me just finish with the live chat and then we'll go back into it. Who do you think is a likely fight for Eubank after Spike if he wins? Do you think Spike could get as high a profile a fight if he wins? So, as I was saying, Spike is Irish. It's a known fact. You can Google this. There are actually more ethnically Irish people in America than there are in Ireland. I know Spike has been fighting in Ireland previously, and I think Spike could get a big name out there. Don't rule out Spike versus Andy Lee. Don't rule out Spike versus Matthew Macklin. This fight is a final eliminator for the winner of Danny Jacobs-Quillen, so that's an obvious fight. I think if Eubank Jr. really wants to fight Golovkin, we'll come on to this fight in a minute, actually. But if Eubank Jr. really wants to fight Golovkin, what better way than to beat the winner of Quillen Jacobs? So Ruben says he believes Fury's too slick, too fast, too good in his feet, and too elusive to be caught. Zora didn't land a glove on him. Yeah, Tyson Fury is a good defensive fighter nowadays. Forget him getting dropped by Stevie Cunningham. He's a different beast these days. Anyway, now you're back. Give me your thoughts on Chris Eubank Jr. versus Spike O'Sullivan.
I think it's the first, apart from Billy Joe, it's the second proper test of Eubank Jr.'s career. Tony Jetta was there to get smashed, as we all know. It's again a fight he's probably supposed to win. Set up the Quillen Jacobs winner match, which sets up a title that he can milk before if he has to fight Golovkin, or more likely, I reckon, if he can win a WWE thing, then he'll be after Billy Joe Saunders rather than fight Golovkin.
So do you pick Eubank to beat Spike?
Yeah, I reckon I do. Unless Spike can really get nasty and rough him up.
Okay. Do you really give Eubank Jr. a chance against Peter Quillen?
Well, not really. No, I would go for Quillen over Eubank Jr. But Eubank Jr. is this thing of silky smooth. He looks silky smooth when he boxes, but
Yeah.
it's the most commented thing on his level opposition.
I mean,
having said that, Quillen wasn't able to get Lee out after knocking him down twice.
Peter Quillen, in my opinion, is probably the most underrated boxer in the world. I've just said it. Peter Quillen is a serious fighter. We're talking about a guy here in Chris Eubank Jr. who is one of the most inaccurate punchers I've ever seen at this level. He's a guy who seems to have no awareness of defense. His only form of defense is trying to break someone's hand on his chin. People seriously favour him to beat Peter Quillen.
Well, it's going back to your point of list the top 3 people he's beaten.
Yeah.
And at the moment, Tony Jetta's probably in there, isn't he?
Well, the best person Eubank Jr. has beaten by far is Dmitry Chudinov, isn't it?
Agreed. But, that's why I reckon that's why he keeps floating this idea of moving up to 168 whenever he fancies.
Well, I think the end game with Chris Eubank Jr. is a James DeGale pay-per-view next summer.
Agreed, absolutely.
And I don't give. I think DeGale would wipe his ass for him, to be honest. James DeGale
would be interested. I mean, if DeGale can get Badou Jack in Vegas,
the money of DeGale Eubank Jr. would be crazy, much more than Badou Jack.
I don't know. Al Heyman offered a lot of money when he fought Durrell.
How many pay-per-view buys does Eubank Jr. versus James DeGale do?
I don't know.
But let's put it this way: Frost Groves did 1 million.
You really think DeGale, Eubank Jr. would get close to 1 mil?
No, but I could see it doing 500.
Really?
Yeah.
Golovkin Lemieux couldn't get over 200.
John, Bellew cleverly is supposed to have done 350.
Christ.
Imagine if Eubank Jr. versus DeGale, there's 500,000 pay-per-views at £20 a pop. That's 10 million quid. Then imagine selling 70,000 tickets at Wembley Stadium at 50 quid a pop.
You wouldn't sell so. What DeGale has already said that he would like Badou, Jack, or Martin Murray if Martin Murray wins. He's got his eyes set on the unification match first. I think we both know that.
The thing is, James DeGale, in my opinion, is a similar fighter to Billy Joe Saunders. They're both very slick, very awkward, very skillful. But you get
totally in the second half of the fight.
DeGale is much bigger and hits 10 times harder. I mean, I just think DeGale, he's also more dedicated than Saunders. I think DeGale would murder Eubank Jr.
I think DeGale would win, definitely.
I think murder. I think it'd be, you'd have to phone the police. Like, it'd be that bad. But I don't. If I was Eddie Hearn, I'd steer him towards that fight. Let's be honest. Peter Quillen is
what Eddie Hearn will want to make. It'll make a lot more money than Abraham versus Murray.
This is what I mean. Like, if I was Eddie Hearn, I'd keep him away from Peter Quillen. Like, Eubank won't get too much recognition for beating Peter Quillen because Quillen's not the biggest name in the UK and he's underrated. You keep him well away from Golovkin because obviously everyone knows how that fight's going to go. And you would also, you push him towards the pay-per-view model, surely. What are the pay-per-view fights out there for Chris Eubank Jr. in the UK? Well, it's Billy Joe Saunders, which won't happen because Billy Joe's with Warren, and it's James DeGale.
Yeah, probably true. I mean, George Groves has disappeared for the moment, so that.
Yeah, now George Groves, DeGale is gone. Actually, are there any bigger fights for James DeGale?
Well, not if it was to sell as well as you think it might.
I mean, I don't actually.
If they could do a big card, and I mean a really big card, if Martin Murray was to beat Arthur Abraham, then that might do it.
Like, Martin Murray's not a personality.
No, he's not. But you put that at the top, and then you put Anthony Joshua. You put
Martin Murray and Chris Eubank Jr. Neither of them have a chance of beating James DeGale. The difference is everyone knows that Martin Murray can't beat James DeGale, whereas some people believe that Chris Eubank Jr. could. There's intrigue in that fight. I actually don't rule Spike O'Sullivan out. I really don't rule Spike O'Sullivan out.
It's one of those fights where if the other guy wins, then from a promotional perspective, it's like oh no.
Yeah, I mean, Eubank is the better boxer, the better athlete, the better mover. But Spike hits bloody hard and Eubank can't defend. Let's go into the chat quickly. Let's have a look. There's a lot of chat here.
A lot of abuse at me for leaving.
Callum, do you remember the ref stopping that Chisora fight so Fury had to throw a jab? If he was 6'2", he'd be a nobody. Ruben says you must be blind, Callum. Thing is, Callum, he isn't 6'2". I mean, I disagree with your statement, but he isn't 6'2". He's 6'10" or whatever it is. Gaz Eubank is deluded if he actually wants Golovkin. There's a bit of back and forth between Callum and Ruben about Fury. Diobi and Ali, Chudinov was a test for Eubank. All Eubank has to do is box and move, easy work, Spike is garbage. Yeah, if Eubank boxes and moves, he wins. Let's have another look. Just flicking through. There's a lot of chat about Tyson Fury. Basilfield, there's a good question. Who is the guy to beat Golovkin?
Is that presuming he stays at middleweight?
Well, let's start with middleweight.
Only person I could see it doing might be Canelo by big manning him.
You don't give Cotto a chance?
No.
You don't give Quillen a chance?
Well, it's... I don't know so much about Quillen. Quillen's a different one. Golovkin's already said, because he's got this position as WBC mandatory, he doesn't need to go to a catch weight. So...
The Warriors fan says, Peter Quillen would smash Eubank Jr. to pieces. I agree. The Gale versus Eubank is a joke. I agree. Spike will knock him out. Spike will knock Eubank out. Eubank's not a world-class fighter. Look, Eubank is not a world-class fighter, but neither is Spike. And I've been to Spike fights. Myself and John went to see Spike versus Matthew Hall, for example. And
was that at Upton Park?
Yeah, that was at Upton Park. Spike, when he fights a decent level of opposition, he just doesn't land. That's the problem. Against Billy Joe Saunders, he couldn't land a punch. So I'm not sure Spike will knock him out. Let's have a look. I'm gonna miss some of the Tyson Fury chat just because there's so much of it. I'd be here all day. Tivertap says Triple G versus the Gale would be good. Should Triple G move up? Yeah, I picked James the Gale over Triple G by quite some margin, actually. Quite some margin. What about you, John?
If he weren't to fight like he did against Durrell, then I reckon DeGale will probably have a really good chance. But the way he took his foot off the pedal against Durrell was almost cost him the fight, even with 2 knockdowns. And against someone who has the gas tank, seemingly, of a Golovkin, that would be a horrendous error.
Looking into the chat, TBE, Cotto can't handle Pacquiao. How will he handle Triple G?
That was at a weight. That was at a catch weight, and when Cotto was starting to look upwards to 154.
Callum says Cotto has no business in the ring with Triple G. Diobi and Uli says Spike is so bad he just plods around trying to land haymakers. I think that's a fair analysis. And Obi and Uli says, I've never questioned Fury's chin. It's just hard to say how good Fury is thus far. Yeah, but it's the same with any heavyweight contender, isn't it? I mean, who would you say? You couldn't say Joshua. And I think Ruben makes that point. King Louis. Hello, Louis. How are you getting on, sir? Thanks for joining. I've got a lot of time for Louis, actually. I won't go into the details in case he doesn't want me revealing it. But the thing I like about Louis is he's in a particular fighter's camp, but he remains very, very sensible. Very sensible. And he, he's open to debate. Anyway, he says, let's move on to Joshua Whyte. I think that's a fair suggestion, actually. Let us move on to Joshua Whyte. I'm going to crack open another beer. I'm going to hand it over to you, John, for 30 seconds. Give me your thoughts.
I think it's a hype job on the part of Sky Sports that's been bubbling away for a little while. I don't really put too much stock in the amateur footage because people do just come on leaps and bounds after they turn professional. We've seen it before. I think, if memory serves correct, I think Joel Casamayor might have beaten Miguel Cotto twice in the amateurs. I could be wrong on that. It's part of the sort of HBO greatest hits thing. They mention it. It might not have been Casamayor, it might have been someone else. And obviously Miguel Cotto is Miguel Cotto, as everyone seems to say. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever that comes around. So I don't put a huge amount of stock into the amateur victory. It's if it fulfills the hype even slightly, it'll be the best opponent either of them have faced. It'll be very interesting to watch. I haven't been blown away by Dillian Whyte, but then I can't be blown away by Anthony Joshua based on who he's fought. I would pull for AJ at the moment just due to size and reach and the amateur style of jab and jab and jab again, personally.
Let me ask you a question. Percentage terms, what percentage do you give Dillian Whyte?
No more than 30.
You know what? I agree. 30%, I think. Thing is, Joshua, we don't know how good his defense is. We don't know how good his chin is. And Dillian Whyte seems to hit very, very hard, which means he's live in the fight, right?
Seemingly, I reckon if he after Dillian Whyte, if presuming he wins, I think the first fight for him will be Chisora.
Yeah, I agree. If Chisora will either fight Wilder or the winner of this fight, right? You know what I'm getting at. I bet quite a big bet for me on Dillian Whyte to win this fight. The reason
very good odds.
Pardon?
I'll probably get very good odds.
Well, you and I have both agreed 30%, right?
Yeah.
30% suggests that the odds should be about 2.5 to 1. Let's say 9 to 4, 5 to 2, that sort of price, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got 8 to 1. 8 to 1.
On points?
No, just to win.
Jesus, 8 to where?
Readily available. Most bookmakers.
Damn.
I put a bet on with Sky Bet. I also put a bit more on Betfair, but most bookmakers. That's to say that if they fought 8 times, Dillian wins once. I mean, that's one of these bets, you know. I put the bet on expecting to lose. I actually think Anthony Joshua will win this fight. But at those odds, I had to get myself involved. Are you tempted by the 8 to 1?
I'm not really much of a gambler, but you know, considering he's put AJ down before, or I know a bit of knowing what I just said about amateurs, but considering he's done it with the head guards and big gloves, you know, it's worth something at 8 to 1 just in case it lands.
But Joshua, do you know that Dillian Whyte's got bigger reach than Joshua?
Yeah, he may have bigger. Is that from elbow to fist, or is that from across the chest?
Wingspan.
Wingspan. Okay, well that's not necessarily you know, as big an issue as it might be, is it?
Well, it means that Joshua may not just be able to jab him from range, because Dillian's jab is actually coming from longer away.
Well, only if, you know, but if it includes wingspan, then it might have you might just have a big chest rather than big arms.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Dillian Whyte is he's live in this fight. He's live. Joshua is so reliant on range. What Joshua wants is jab, jab, jab. Opponent with back to the ropes, 3/4 range, tee off long.
Yeah.
If Dillian Whyte gets on Anthony Joshua's chest, what happens?
Well, we'll see. That is the question.
Exactly. So how can a guy be 1 to 20 when we don't know the answer to that?
Hype.
Hype. Funnily, I'll be honest with you. You know, I'll be honest with you. I actually think Dillian Whyte is probably a tougher fight at this stage than Derek Chisora.
Well, I think that goes back to what I said earlier. Depends on the Chisora.
Yeah, depends on Chisora now, doesn't it?
I have a question for you. One word answer. And I know you've probably said this before, but just doing it again to refresh my memory. Quigg Frampton.
Oof.
One word.
Well, when I said it before, I would have said Frampton. Right now, one word answer, I'd go Quigg.
Ooh.
I've changed my mind again. What's your thought? What's your
one word answer?
Yeah.
I'll still go for Frampton, I think, at the moment.
King Louis. I think the fight is going to be far, far closer than the bookies suggest. Joshua's 1 to 20 and Whyte is 8 to 1, which is lunacy. He then goes on to say he's also bet 8 to 1 on Dillian Whyte like myself. Tivertap says Whyte has a 40% chance. Bloody hell, you must like the 8 to 1 then, Tivertap. Let's have a look. Kiwi 007. Hello, mate. He goes, he agrees with the bookies. AJ was going to kill Whyte. Sam says he agrees. 40% Whyte. Gaz says AJ versus Whyte is going to be a street fight in the ring. Whyte is a natural fighter, so that's where my money's going. Well, if it's a street fight, then I go Dillian Whyte a 75% chance of winning. Yeah. King Louis got a double. Eubank Jr. and Whyte, and he's got just under 10-1 on the double. I think Eubank Jr. beats Spike. I think Eubank Jr.'s got different gears to Spike. Although I don't rule Spike out because he's got a good puncher's chance. Too Fast Fury. Bookies are rip-offs. If one guy's 1-50 on, they don't give you 50-1 on the other guy. And Too Fast. Are you on Dillian Whyte or are you with Joshua for that one? Basilfield said Gary Cornish had big arms. Yeah, he did. But Dillian Whyte's a different level. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, that's the chat. So let's do a quick run through then. I want one-word answers, John. Fielding versus Smith.
Smith.
Points or KO?
Points.
Okay, I'm Fielding KO. Joshua versus Whyte.
Joshua.
Points or KO?
KO.
I agree. Although I bet Dillian Whyte. Yuri versus Wlad.
Oh, come on. That's horrible. Wlad.
Points or KO?
Points.
I'm going Fury points. Eubank versus Spike.
Eubank.
Points or KO?
Points.
Yeah, I'm going Eubank points. And Frampton Quigg, you're Frampton by points or KO?
Points, I think.
I'm going Quigg by KO in that fight. I'm going Quigg.
Kiko Martinez swayed you.
Pardon?
Kiko Martinez swayed you, did he?
I thought Quigg looked, Quigg is big at the weight. He hits hard. I often talk about momentum in boxing. And Quigg couldn't have more momentum. Whereas Frampton is coming off a terrible performance where he was dropped, was it twice?
Yeah. And
hurt other times, I also think if Frampton says he's tight at the weight and he's going in against a much bigger man, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Tiwi says, this is great, boys. Keep it going. Ruben is going off. Gaz says, I think he's talking with regard to Joshua Whyte. He goes, it's not going to be a technical boxing match. They hate each other. It's going to be a tear-up. Whyte for me. How many times have we seen that though, Gaz, where two guys hate each other, but it becomes a chess match rather than a street fight? How do you think it'll be? How do you see it breaking down stylistically, John?
What Whyte? Whyte. I'll be with you in a second, Alice. Whyte versus
Joshua.
I think Dillian will march forward. I think AJ will try and pick him up with a jab. If he can get him on the ropes, then we'll see if AJ can spiral off.
So you don't see it being a street fight?
No.
Fair enough.
Can you excuse me for just 1 minute?
Well, I think we're wrapping up now, to be honest. We're wrapping up. So hold on for a second. But everyone, I really appreciate you all tuning in. We've run now for 70 minutes, 80 minutes, something like that. So probably going to call it a day. I really appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Really appreciate everyone who's commented. Hope the new laptop has done some joy and made the quality better. If you're watching this and you've enjoyed it, please give me the thumbs up, click like. If you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe to the channel. Thanks very, very much indeed for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and feedback. My email address is in the description. Yeah, John, say your goodbyes.
Lovely to be back on the channel. Thanks for all the comments and feedback. Hopefully be back on soon.
Yeah, let's have you back on soon, and we'll do like a Fury Klitschko special together, I think.
Cool.
All right, have a good one. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.